All right, guys, you are looking at the Special Cracker tool designed by Multipick in Germany. This is a destructive tool, but so many of you have been asking for this thing, I really couldn't not review it. Very cool tool, all solid steel, very heavy, nice machining as we find on all of Multipick stuff. Got knurling here so we can grab it, and I'll demo how this thing works in just a minute. Very cool tool. How does this thing work? Well, if you take a look at the front of this guy, you can see we've got a cutout for a Euro profile, and I've got one right here. Now in Europe, they mount them with the pins down, but it doesn't matter. This tool will work either way. The idea being that we're going to be attacking the weak point. This is the designed weak point of this lock. And if we can snap the lock right there, then the entire lock plus the actuator will fall out of the door, and then we can reach in with a tool or screwdriver and we can actually open the door. So this is really designed for locksmiths. These things sell for surprisingly not that much, $99.71. And then if you live in Europe, you probably have to pay that 19% VAT tax. So very reasonable, and I think it's a tool that will probably pay for itself on the first use. Anyway, how does this work? Well, if you look very closely inside of that groove, you can see some very fine, basically serrations. There's cuts all the way around the perimeter on the inside of that Euro profile. And those guys, I mean, they are really, really sharp. There's a split right down the center of this, and you can see this bolt is designed to pinch these two halves together. Now, here's a lock that's been in the field for quite a while, and you can actually see the weathering. So when these protrude from when they're installed in the door, the tip of this actually protrudes just a little bit. You only need 2 millimeters exposed in order to use this tool. And I think you can see on this lock, on both sides, there was a lot more than 2 millimeters exposed. So how does it work? Well, line it up, you slide that dude in there, and then you take the provided Allen wrench with a really strong shaft to give you some good leverage, and you just tighten this down. Those serrations will then bite into that lock, really, really clamping it in place. It doesn't take a heck of a lot. And at that point, we lever it left and right, up and down, and we try to break it right there. So I've been thinking about how to demonstrate this. Showing it from the outside really doesn't show you a lot. I thought it would be really cool to try to figure out how to put a camera inside of the door so we can watch what happens here as I manipulate this lock from the outside. So let me figure out how to do that, and then we'll get on with the demo. All right, guys, got that installed. It's clamped up in my vise. Pretty solid. A door would hold it just as solid, so no worries there. It took me a little longer to put this thing together than I originally thought with all that glue drying. Anyway, works perfectly. It locks. I'm going to go ahead and double bolt lock it and remove the key. So we got a locked door that we need to get through. Now, before I show you how to defeat this, a couple of things I need to point out. I'm going to go ahead and overlay what you're seeing through this internal camera. At the very center of the screen is the spine of the lock, and in the center of that is a round hole, and that's the screw that holds the lock inside of the lock fixture itself. We're going to be trying to fatigue fail that center spine. Okay, so we're going to do that. Before we take our tool and just nilly-willy slam it on there, remember, we're trying to destroy this lock to defeat it so we can replace the lock core. We don't want to damage the outer part of the door handle. We want to recycle or reuse this. In fact, we'll never even have to remove this. So in that spirit, let's go ahead and take a little bit of tape and just cover up the part of the door, the door handle that the tool is going to be touching. That way there won't be any scratches or any pry marks or anything like that. And just leave that lock exposed. Now I measured this. This is sticking out from the lock face 4 millimeters, which is about a normal installation for one of these Euro style locks. All right, go ahead and line up your tool. Put it flush against the face of the tape and just hold it there while you tighten up the screw. You really want those serrations to bite into that lock. Remember, they're the only things that are keeping this handle from flying off. So give it some good torque so it's not going to fly off, and it'll hold on, it'll hang there completely by itself at this point. All right, now when we do this, we don't want to use any huge leveraging. It's not a pry bar. We're trying to fatigue fail that metal. And in that spirit, we're just going to make small left and right and up and down moves. So let's start doing some left and rights. And you can see the lock is moving inside the lock, or inside of the housing and the door. We're going left and right. And I'm feeling it's starting to give a little more each time I flex it. And I'm going to flex it up and down. Again, I'm trying to stress that metal in a different direction. And then go back to left and right. And it's starting to flex more and more. Up and down. Try some different angles. Don't get too aggressive or you'll damage the door handle. And at some point you'll hear a snap. That's it, guys. That's why they call it the snapper. I'm going to peel this tape off so you can see when I extract the lock what it is we're looking at. On the internal part of the lock, you can see it's completely snapped. I extract it out of there, and there you go. Nice, clean break. Soft metal, non-reinforced. There's no reason we can't pop this out the other side. Pop out the actuator, use a screwdriver, unlock the door, and again, we are in there so quick. What a great tool. All right, guys, there you go, the Special Cracker from Multipick. This has been a lot of fun, as you can probably tell here. This tool will defeat the majority of Euro cylinders. Now, I will tell you there are some manufacturers, for example, here's a EVA. The manufacturers have put in these hardened spines. Some of them are even carbide. This tool will not defeat these hardened spine Euro cylinders, but fortunately, these are few and far between. These are quite expensive locks. The majority of the locks you'll see are the soft spine, just as we've defeated here. Anyway, guys, this will be, minus these locks, this will be the giveaway this week. If you'd like a chance to win, stick around. I will tell you how to win it. Thanks, guys. All you need to do is navigate to locklab.com, the tribal website, and scroll down in the middle of the page. You'll see all the giveaway buttons, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But the one you're looking for is the Weekend Review giveaway, purple band. Just click on it. It'll take you to the registration page. Again, scroll to the bottom, put in a good email address, so if you win, I can get in touch with you, let you know. Put in a username, doesn't matter what it is, and click Submit. When you're done, you'll get a green check mark confirming your entry. Thanks, guys.